To see you.
Thank you.
All right, so we'd like to welcome Jason and Nicola from Waimāero, Fendalton, Waimairi-Harewood. Morena.
Good morning.
Kia ora tātou katoa, ka nui te mihi kia koutou katoa I tai mai nei. Sorry about my voice. Firstly, we acknowledge the significant time and effort that has gone into preparing this plan and refining the details with the clear intention of making Ōtautahi a thriving, inclusive city for all. On behalf of the Waimāero, Fendalton, Waimairi-Harewood Community Board, we appreciate the opportunity to speak on these important matters that impact our community through our submission on the draft annual plan. The submission has been shaped through meaningful engagement with our community, the dedication of our hardworking staff and governance team, and the collective effort of many. As a community board, contributing to this discussion is essential, and the opportunity to provide feedback is deeply valued. While some comments offer suggestions for the council to consider, the significant work undertaken is already acknowledged. We take our submission as read, and we will go through some key points. On behalf of our community board, appreciation is extended to the transport team for their willingness to work with us to ensure the renewal of Brindwa Road, recognising it as a priority in the Streets Renewals Programme. Their collaboration in finding a way to include this project in the budget is greatly valued by both the board and the Brindwa Road's residents. We also thank staff for taking on our feedback for retaining Gardners Road and Radcliffe Road.
The stage approach to delivering the Papanui Wheels to Wings major cycle route is supported by the board, particularly the connection between the North Arch and Northern Line routes, which is a logical step. However, ongoing community concerns about the middle section along Harewood Road highlight the need for greater engagement and collaboration with residents. The lack of a strategic transport plan for the Harewood, Sawyers Arms, Greers, Northcote areas is concerning, and a coordinated approach is urged, which we share a lot of alignment with the Papanui board on that one. Investment in three waters and parks is supported, though the importance of maintaining existing assets is also stressed. Rather than expanding without a plan for ongoing upkeep, cost-effective solutions that ensure sustainability should be a priority. The effort to lower the proposed rates increase to 7.58% is acknowledged, but concerns remain that it is still nearly 5% higher than inflation. Many residents are struggling financially, and there is a perception that council has not reviewed its spending with the same disciplines as household and businesses have to at this time.
Key financial concerns are also raised in our submission. While increasing rating for renewals to reduce borrowing costs makes sense, the origins of this situation are questioned. A fully debt-funded capital program is not sustainable, and more transparency is urged. Additionally, establishing a climate resilience fund without clear governance is premature, and allocating money for a shuttle service scoping study is a distraction from core services.
Managing public transport routes is the responsibility of ECAN, not the City Council, and funding should remain focused on services within the Council's core mandate. Given the financial pressures on both the Council and ratepayers, funding should be prioritised towards maintaining and improving existing infrastructure and services.
The Council is urged to focus on financial responsibility, strategic planning and meaningful community engagement. By working together, a strong, resilient and well-planned city that benefits everyone can be created. Ōtautahi has a bright future, and with collaboration and careful decision-making, the community can thrive. Nō reira, ka nui te mihi kia koutou katoa.
Kia ora, short and sweet. Councillor Scandra.
Hi, look, Nicola, thank you very much for explaining why your answer with regards to the shuttle.
Yes.
So, do you ECAN's responsibility is public transport? Prior to the earthquake, the shuttle worked really well. There's no question about that. Do you think if we're going to concentrate on key services, that the shuttle should actually be transferred over to ECAN to pick up rather than council?
Yes, they can investigate that and see whether they think it's a viable option.
Right, thank you.
Right, Councillor Johansson.
Yeah, thanks. Did you have any more specific things that you think we should not fund? I guess interested to know if there were specific things that you'd looked at. I don't want to give you some of my ideas, but I think it's helpful if there's specific projects. I see you want us to cut the library hours at Fendalton to 6 o'clock as well in terms of closing time. Is that?
Yeah, with a little bit more nuance than that, it would be more of a case of not just in Fendalton at the library, but reviewing the utilisation of our services and making sure that the opening hours or the operation of those services is as accurately aligned with the utilisation of them as possible. Like if we've got, say, Fendalton Library open for an hour or two longer than some of the other libraries around town, and there's no one in there at those times, it just feels like it would make sense to reduce the service levels in line with the utilisation by the public and just create a more efficient use of those resources.
So have you had feedback from your community that they would support that?
Yes, well, we've had people have commented on the lack of use of, for example, Fendalton Library after 6 p.m. I think that the community are aware that it's not used hardly at all after that time.
Okay.
Sorry.
Councillor Peters.
Thank you. I note in your submission that you don't support the $5 million grant to the Air Force Museum.
No, in principle.
Well, I don't think we said we don't support it, but we're just concerned about the current financial situation at the council and like the spending $5 million. Well, it's it's an important asset and there's a lot of heritage value to it. We just want to make sure that it's well thought out and the money's being really well spent just because of the value of that.
Yep. And are you comfortable with the idea that it's looking at being 2 or 3 years out? It's not actually coming out of this year's annual plan. Does that give some comfort?
Well, some, but I guess it's still a burden on the council at some point in time. But I guess it just depends, how well utilised it is and how much value it's providing. I guess it's just it's a lot of money. But again, I wouldn't say we don't support it.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Cost benefit. Mel?
It says you've talked about commercial fees being as low as $10 an hour for some rooms. Where is that?
Sorry, can you just repeat that? I didn't hear the first part of that very well.
Rooms and council facilities that are being hired for $10 an hour to commercial groups, which I'm surprised at. So can you tell me where that
Yeah, at the Fendalton Service Centre, some of the meeting rooms there.
The smaller ones or your?
I think all of them. I think all of them are available. Yeah.
For $10 an hour.
There's the boardroom and all of the other meeting rooms that are available in that general area in there. Mm-hmm. They can be booked out by groups.
All right.
Okay, that's the end of the questions. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming in on this rainy morning. Take care.
Thank you.
Hope you find your voice. Okay, so now we've got Lynn